Hey guys, Mantis here with another VOD review. If you like what you see, DM me and I'll give you a VOD review as well. And also please comment, like, and sub on the YouTube. Really, it does really help the algorithm for YouTube. Anyways, let's get started. So we got Casadine, EU West, 111 wins, 180 losses, 38% win rate. I like how you play a lot of games. Don't really like your win rate, but let's get to it. So in regards to your match history, I can tell you right now that I kind of like the idea of you playing Kindred, and I think you should probably stick to Kindred, but you should also start dropping some champions, right? So I think you should drop Graves. 24 games, 33% win rate. I think it's enough sample size to say, hey, I need to kick it to the basics with this champion, learn a little bit more, perhaps watch some pro players play. Rengar, exact same, 23, 22. Just drop the champion. You die too much on him. And then Kindred, yeah, you're dying a lot, but your win rate is really nice, right? And I think that you found something special here, and you should run with it. And then I also think you should stick with Volibear, but you need to learn a little bit more about Volibear before playing him again, because this win rate needs to be a positive for you to climb. So moving on to your picks, just remove this game, start dodging, right? Don't play these games, right? Focus on getting Kindred and playing Kindred, and you'll climb much faster, right? Don't play this. Definitely don't play this. If you don't play this either, right? Learn this champ. Don't play him right now, Belveth, I don't even like that either, right? So you're just mixing in all these champions that overall are making you lose over time, right? That's why you don't climb. Focus on one champ, learn the champ 100%, and then look, if we sort by blue Kindred, your match history will look sort of like this, but sometimes you'll have losses as well, right? But it'll be mostly blue, and then your percent will be like that, right? Instead of 38, right? I think I told you enough about your match history here. So secondly, now with Volibear, I want you to go to this website, OneTrickGG, type in Volibear, and then you can even see people playing Volibear. And this guy's in EU West, right? Look at his runes, look at his masteries, and then copy it exactly, right? You use lethal tempo, but this guy, right, you can even search him up on EU West, right? Master tier right now, right? And then you can watch his game, right? And then learn from it. Learn his pathing, learn how he plays, right? And that's the best way to increase your volleyball win rate. Now, lastly, with your bronze 1, so I'm guessing you don't use your cameras that much, and even if you do, probably don't use them enough. So I'm gonna just show you an example of how a professional does it. Just 1 second here. So he looks, right? Looks again, looks bottom. So you need to start doing this, right? Because you're able to gain information and make better decisions on pathing, right? And I guarantee the enemy jungler at your elo is not doing this. So now look at this spot right here. He sees them fighting. Looks again. So what's the better move? To go to the red buff to clear, or go top? And then the enemy jungler also shows top side, because that's the path of the most gold, right? So you need to start doing these things as a jungler, and I know you don't. So start doing this, right? So you gotta use your hotkeys, and then you'll start seeing a little bit more success. it's right here. So yeah, I use Z, X, C, and V for ally 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it's just something that I do. Whatever you use is different, it's okay, but you have to start doing this. So let's get started with your game. One easy way of overviewing games is looking at the jumps, right? So what were you doing at this spot? What were you doing at this spot? Right? What were you doing here? And, you know, looking at the time, right? 15 minutes, 8 minutes, and then make a mental note of it and then look at it on your own, right? You don't have to look at the entire game, but just look at the jumps, right? Okay, so Cassiopeia killed Zin, right? So what happened here? And then there's a big drop here, but what happened here, right? So that's how you do it. So what you want to do is sort by your own vision. So Volibear. No potion start. I noticed. I like the idea of invading. I like what you're doing here. You're pinging, getting an invade going. Okay, so we saw them. We can't really invade anymore. Is that your ward? Okay, so in regards to wards, right? Don't ward where they can see it. Right? Because now if Xin Zhao can press back, get the red trinket, he can kill this. And if they're smart enough, Kassadin will take the hit, and then what will happen is that he'll get an early level 2, and that's advantage, right? So in solo queue you don't want to give out free advantages. Really keep that in mind when you play next time. But I do like what you're doing here. You're getting red trinket, right? Very nice work. So yeah, at this point you should be starting to take notes on the lanes, right? Okay, so if you notice that these guys seems like they came late to lane, so perhaps they leashed. So you're invading Xin Zhao. I like the idea of invading and playing aggressive. So now your ward is much better suited here. So you place the ward over here, and you can see him if he's doing wolves right now, alright? Alright. So here. So place the ward here, and then we'll see him when he's at wolves, right? Regardless of the situation, I like the idea of playing aggressive, so I applaud you for doing this. So one thing you can almost always guarantee is that Draven is going to be playing aggressive every single game, and he's going to be pushed up, right? So there's always opportunity to kill Draven. It's like a rule of thumb when Draven is in the game, a rule of thumb is whatever jungle shows up more bot lane, they win the game. That's just a rule of thumb, right? But I do like the idea of playing aggressive, and I like what you're doing, right? But it's like, this guy just got a double kill, man. He's playing in, you know what I'm saying? He's playing at this ELO, right? This is trouble, right? Can't die like this. I would just back here, to be honest. I would back and then play bot side. play bot side 100%. Play for the bot side crab as well, and then look to kill Draven. Like this is just a must. You just need to do this. Ganking here and then ganking here. It's a good idea. I like the gank idea, but I think if you hug the wall more, you don't take the turret shot, because he died because he took the turret shot, right? So this is execution, but I still think that you should just back here, to be honest. I think if you get some gold, farm these 3 camps, and then you'll be level 4 and like 3/4 or 4.5. 4, yeah, be really good. You just can't afford to die. It's just too much. This is how you lose games. This is really bad. It's execution, right? You can't take that turret shot, right? And then here comes the snowball effect in League, right? Because you died, Xin Zhao is able to play for the crab here, right? But like as I just said, like you want to be the one playing for this crab, right? But you can't because you died. But if you backed instantly and then did the clear, this would have been a lot better, and you come out ahead here, right? So you have to keep that in mind when you play jungle, that there's always opportunities for a different path, but you have to be aware of them. Here, I think it's just the obvious gank spot here, to be honest. Right, so you have to be looking at the waves while you play, right? Just like that professional, right? Okay, well, nice job. But there's an opportunity for you to get a kill there, right? And again, like, this lane can go wrong in any second now, right? So I like the idea of you pathing towards them. Xin is bottom, they know that. So I think this is a little interesting path here, and I really like it because you're, dude, how are you in this ELO, yo? This path is sick, yo. This is good shit. Okay, but okay, I see. Okay, you have to wait. You just have to have more patience, right? Stand right here, out of vision, right? Stand right here and wait. Because like, when you come here, they're like, oh yeah, they're gone, right? But they're not actually gone. They're just waiting for the wave to crash. Because these guys are playing so back. So when the wave crashes right here, they'll ultimately stand here to push the wave in, and that's when you come and gank, right? So you missed a big opportunity to gank here. And then hitting this, you just reveal your location. Everyone on the enemy team now knows you're right here. Look at that. Try not to do that. And then here, when you're doing neutral camps, you literally just have to look and see what's going on, right? Because you need to pull off the neutral and kill this Cass. Right, so this dragon take's not that good. You should have been at least ganking bottom. And then you need to pull off it to kill this guy here, because they're fighting, right? And in your ELO, every lane is making mistakes constantly, every single time, right? So instead of focusing on Drake, you can focus on killing these lanes a lot, right? And then when you miss opportunities like this, it just hurts you so much, right? Because you will never get the gold that you're supposed to get, and it's so hard to climb. Right, so this is why plays like this aren't good, right? Because instead of getting free kills right here, you're tanking the Drake, and now you're focused on getting the Drake, but then you smite it early, and then buddy comes, takes it, and then your teammates die because they're fighting, and It's a circus, right? Don't don't let it become a circus, right? And like try to be more deceptive. Don't let the entire enemy team know exactly where you are and what you're doing, right? This is perfect, right? Up until this point where you just have to wait for the wave, right? Just wait for the wave, right? And don't hit this, right? Don't let them know exactly where you are and then do the most obvious play. Because, like, look at this player. Even though you let them know exactly where you are, shortly after, he just instantly plays aggressive anyways. Right? So it's like, these players are so bad. You can just punish them. But you have to look for it, right? That's why I want to be able to see your first-person view, because I want to see the way you use your cameras. I think it's a really important aspect of the game that is missed a lot by low elo junglers, right? They're not really paying attention to the map properly or doing the right things to look at the map, especially with the camera. And then now it's just like, okay, man. Tough game to come back from now. But it's still doable. You should never go up. %50 of the time your team wins this. 50% of the time your team loses this. This is what matchmaking is. And if you can't anticipate a fight happening and showing up there, you'll always be on the back foot and you'll never climb, because there's other players who are doing this and they're able to react to this and be here, right? So just try to keep that in mind. I know in this case it was kind of hard to react to it, but I'm telling you, good players will always show up to these fights and be there on time, you know, instead of almost being there, right? So imagine if your teammates died here, you'd get there and then they would run away and you're almost there, right? So like don't let it 50-50 happen like that. Ash runs up for the Rift, which is standard for high elo play, but low elo players don't understand it. Like your mechanics. But I don't like this invade, and I'll tell you why. Sion's at base, Cassiopeia's at base, Ash is backing. So if this does happen to become a 2v1, then you're fucked, right? But let's just like, because you're playing at ELO that these players don't pay much attention and they don't react, you're not going to get punished for it, right? So immediately this player should be coming towards you. This player should be coming towards you too, right? Fortunately for you, you get out because you have nice mechanics, right? But this is a very risky play, and I don't think that you should be fighting for this a lot, right? Like when your team, when your allies are in lane and they're ready to assist you, that's when it's comfortably to go. It's comfortable to go, right? And you're also sitting on 1,000 gold, right? So if this fight doesn't go well for you, you're already so far behind, right? Cause like you're coming back into the game 5, right? But like there's an easy way to throw it away. It's a risky play that's unnecessary to take. I think you just realized that this fight is happening right at this moment here. This is when you realize the fight was happening, right? And it's been going on for a while, so start using your cameras a lot more, right? I don't know if you are, but I think you're just staring at chickens there, to be honest. And I know that she survived, but there's times that she's gonna need you to be there a little bit sooner, right? This is just way too forced. You don't need to do this. You just don't. If you do this a lot in your games, and if you do this type of play, you need to eliminate it from your play immediately. You just don't do it. It's just such a bad play. There's no need. We got the kill on Cassadine, and now we just walk around, and it's all good, right? There's no way that Draven 1v2s here. There's too much damage in between the two champions here, and there's no threat or need to risk this kind of play. The wave, if you guys are diving, you have to wait for the wave to crash, right? So when the wave crashes, the turret will be attacking the minions, and then that's when you dive, right? So you -1 auto attack from the wave, right? From the turret. But then the wave is right here, right? So it's not gonna be crashing anytime soon. So you don't never go for this play, and this is a really bad play. You can't be doing this. Dragon's up. So because you died, you can't take that Drake, right? It's an important Drake to have, right? Good awareness here. So it's a good job by you by min-maxing by clearing instead of going to Drake, because it's impossible to take. Yeah, you got rewarded for it too. So yeah, you're somewhat there. I like it. I think that's the reason why your Volibear win rate isn't there, because you do plays like that. I think that's my guess. I think you do play overly aggressive plays on Volibear, and it just leads to ultimately to your demise when you're playing solo queue. Because sometimes, oh, you just DC. I mean, if you DC often, man, my apologies, man. Maybe try to get some new cables. You know, just go to the store right now and just buy new cables. Switch every single cable for the internet. And if it still happens, call your ISP, ask for a new router. You know, be on the phone for like 2 hours. Like, I need a new router. This shit sucks. They'll send a technician. They'll switch it up. If it still happens, man, I apologize, man. You gotta get another ISP then. Get that fiber. I'm gonna leave the review there, because the DC'd, I can't really help you with that. But hopefully this advice helps, man. Good luck on the rift.